into it. So first we head over into Design Space. Now these are all the layers. I kept them here for you to see all of the layers and the work we'll have to do to design and then create our box. So by now you should have purchased your SVG for the box and have whatever images you want to use. So we're going to start by uploading our SVG. So you're going to go over here on the left side and go to upload, upload image, browse, and then you're going to find it wherever you saved it on your computer. Most likely it'll be in your downloads. So I have mine on my desktop. I'm going to click on it and press open. So when we come here, you just see you can change the name if you want. Add some tags so that when you're searching through the files that you have in Design Space, these are the names that it'll come up under if you want to add tags. And then you go down to the bottom here and save. So now it's here. So you click on it as your upload, and you're going to go to Insert Images. Now, when it's inserted into Design Space here like this, it's all grouped together. So you see you can move it together. So we're going to ungroup it at the top right side, right up here, ungroup. So now each one is separate. So something I'm going to tell you, do not, absolutely do not move anything, because the lines right here, these are lined up where they belong. If you move it over, it's going to change where your scoring lines will be. So don't move anything. So we're going to start first with the box. You're going to click on the box here, and you see everything came up over here together on the right side. Click on just the black box, and let's just change it a color so we can see it better. Any color of your choice. I'll go with this light pink. See now? Now all of these here are the score lines. You cannot see them right now because they're behind the box. But if you see, you click on it, it highlights where each one is. So what you're going to do first, you're going to click on the first cut. You're going to hold Shift on your computer and click all of them. And stop right here because these are all that are with this box. See that? Now you see the option ungroup. They're already grouped together. Now we're going to go over at the top over here where it says cut. You're going to hit that drop down box and you're going to change it to score. Now you can't see it yet, but we're going to move the box behind it so you can see those score lines. So click on this box. And you see up here, arrange is not highlighted because it's still grouped together. So we're going to ungroup it. Everything is still up here at the top. You're going to take this right here, go to arrange. We don't want it all the way in the back, just move backward. See that? So now the score lines came to the front of the box. You're going to highlight just this box with the score lines and go down to the bottom right and hit attached. Now, what we just did is when this box right here is sent to the mat, these score lines will be scored on the box first. So that's what attach is, see? And we're done with that part. So now let's go to this one. Click on this line. Remember not to move anything. Both of them are highlighted together. You're going to go again to the line type, change it from cut to score. You see the score lines now? Highlight them together and click again on attach. And we're done here. So this is the little clear window that'll be in the front. Now click on this one. Remember not to move anything. I'm going to keep repeating that because it can get really messed up if you move it. So you're going to go right over here, change the cut to score, not the outside. The outside part is going to be cut inside score. We're going to highlight all of that and again attach. So now everything can be cut and scored together. So this will be the little like window area where your glitter or sequins and things like that will be. So I'm going to just line it up. It doesn't have to be exact. If it looked like it doesn't fit, if you move this, you'll see that the inner score lines on here, see that? Fit within that window. So we're just gonna line these up together so we can change the size. And when you change the size, you want everything to change together. That's why I'm putting them together. We're going to highlight all and group them together here. Now the width, you see it's at 10.678. We're going to change that up here to 11.5. So that's the widest it can go because our mat is 12 inches. If you go a little bit more, it'll tell you you need a bigger mat. See, now everything changed together. See that? So now our box is ready. So let's ungroup just to move these out of the way here. And we're going to start designing. To decorating the box. Now that we have it all organized to the size that we need, I'm going to just take these away just so you're not distracted by what we have over there. So we can just focus on our box. So first we're going to start with bringing a square from over here on the left side into design space. Now when it's locked, you see you can move it and it's going to stay as a square. When you unlock it right here, you can move it wider, longer, however you need it. So we're going to create the little cover for right here. So now bring it, you're going to line it up with that space and then shape it to fit exactly in there. See that? So now that's the size to cover that. Bring it down here just to test it and make sure it fits here as well. Lock it. So now this is going to be, you can change it to whatever color. We'll make it like a lavender. Right there. And we're going to need 2. One for the top, one for the bottom. And now you can decorate this any way that you want. I'm just showing you how to get the right size, and then you can add whatever you need to it. So now hold on guys. Right here, images. And I'm going to type in scallop, because I want a little border with like a scalloped edge. And again, this is just for design purposes, so you can choose whatever you want. So I chose this one right here, this green one. Go to insert. Now I only want one, so I'm going to ungroup it. And this is the one I want. I don't want this one. I want the shorter one. So I'm going to make that much smaller. Bring it over to this and just measure it to the size right there. I don't want it this tiny, so I'm going to unlock it and just make it a little wider, just like that. I'm going to duplicate it so that I have one for the bottom also. And just turn that around. You see how it's a little slanted? If you don't know how to get it straight, just turn it as much as you can, and you can just go right here where it says rotate and just make sure you put it on the correct 180 degrees, and now it's straight. See that? I would just group these together. And now we're done with the pieces that go right here. Now, see this little piece here, this is, let me click on it. Now that's the little piece that everything will sit in. This is the window. So I want the background of that to be a different print. So I'm going to bring a square in and just measure it, right? Unlock it, measure it. I moved the wrong thing. Right at the middle, right where that square is. So that's where the background is going to be. I'm going to show you how to print a design because I don't want it to be one color. It's going to be a pattern. So this is where digital paper comes in handy. So I always go to Etsy and type in the type that I want if I don't purchase one that comes with my images. So the images I'm using today with the little scientist, it's from Mujka. I hope I'm pronouncing that right, M-U-J-K-A. The links will be there. And these images actually come with digital paper. So that is a great thing. You don't have to go searching. So when you go to upload, see, I already have the digital paper here uploaded, but I'll show you how you would do it if you don't know. So you go to upload images and you just find where you save that digital paper, just like you save your image and your SVG. I am in documents, go to images, and then I will find where I have it saved. Scroll down to and then scientist here. So you just open it up and find, I have so many, it's crazy. See, so these are the digital papers here. So you choose the one, go to open, and see it pops up. Click on complex, continue. Now I'll minimize right here. You can minimize so you can see the entire thing. See that? So we don't have to make any changes. Just go to continue. And now we're here where you can save it as whatever name you would like. And also the tags for you to find it. So save. And now it's saved to your uploads. See that? I'm going to go to view all because I want to choose this one. See, when you bring it in, see how large it is? Look at the measurements here, 24 inches. You just change that to a way smaller number so that we can get it. See that? Now that's our square. Cover it, highlight both. Now at the bottom here, you're going to slice. Move that away. We don't need this one. This is what we're keeping, and we don't need this one. So this is going to be our printed background paper right here for this. And when we cut this, I'm going to cut it in yellow. Okay, so now we're going to focus on the top half right up here. So what I did, I put the word science here and one of the little images up top here with a shadow. So we're going to go to upload again. If you don't have it already uploaded, go ahead and do that, just like we did with everything else. And I'll bring both of them in. So everything comes in really large. We're going to change it to about 2 inches. And science, same thing. Then we'll adjust as we go. Okay. So obviously we want it much bigger than this. So science is going to go here. We're going to expand it some. And I want it to be a little longer. So I'm going to unlock, bring it down like that. And then we're going to lock it. Now this one goes in the center here. So you see it has to be much smaller. So you choose whatever size. Let me bring it down. It's totally up to you. If you want it this size, whatever is clever. So let's say about this size. Now we're going to create a shadow. What you have to do is make a duplicate of your image. So we're going to go up here, make a duplicate. So this is going to be the top image. This is going to be the bottom. So the one on the bottom, we're going to change from a print right up here where it says fill, change it to no fill. So now this is a cut. You're just going to cut that shape. Take your image right here, make it a little bit smaller so that you have that shadow. Now if you want, you see the sides doesn't have too much, unlock it and make it a little bit skinnier. See that? And then lock it back. Go over to this panel, click on the image, hold shift on your keyboard, click on the second one, group them together so that they move around with each other. Just in case you decide to change the shape, you always want to make sure if you have layers that are together, you change those shapes together. So we're going to repeat that same process with the word science. Duplicate. Change that layer to a cut. Put that in front. And if you want, because this image here are letters and you don't really want to distort the letters, we're going to change the background size. So make it a little bit bigger. Bring it in front of it and see how you like it. I would like it a little wider. So I'm going to unlock, make it a little longer like that. See? And that's how I want that. And as you go along, try to remember to change your cut files to the colors that you want. That way, when you're sending it to the mat, you're not confused and you know exactly what you're going to cut since we have so many layers. So these two here and this are going to be green. I'm going to cut it more of like a mint green, not necessarily. So you see the layers aren't next to each other. You can just click on the green, hold shift, and click on the word right here and group them together. Or if you don't feel like using the entire panel over there, let's go back and just move this, highlight both of them, and then go over here and press group. So you can do it anyway. There's always more than one way to do something. So we're going to put it back here, put this here. So now we have our top layer, our background, and our little border here. Now we're going to create our little characters that's going to go inside. So remember this right here, that little centerpiece right there, you want the character to fit here. So I'm going to go, sorry for the firecrackers, guys. I'm going to go to upload. We're going to choose our little boy and our little girl. We go to insert. And we're going to make them about 3 inches in height, and then we'll adjust to the box. 3. So I'm putting the girl inside the box. So we want her, you see that? She wouldn't fit there. So you're going to make it a little smaller so she's directly in the center. And that's the size we're going to make her. Also, we're going to make a duplicate and just put them together because I'm going to just layer them just to give it a little bit of dimension. So we're going to group them back and then just lay her right here. Now for the boy, I'm going to have him outside of the window, just kind of standing in the front here. So you can just size it to whatever size you want him to be. Let's see, maybe a little bit bigger. Right there. So he's done. I'm going to do a duplicate. Highlight them and group them. Always group the layers that'll be together, like I said, just in case you decide to make any changes before you send to the mat. So now that's our entire front. We have the background done, the borders to the front. We have the images that we're going to have at the top and the little guy we're going to have at the bottom. So now we're going to do the side panel here. And you see, this is not just a regular square. You see, it has a little cutout. So I'm going to show you how we can slice it to get the exact shape and size for that. So first, you're going to move these over here since we are done with them. Now this, we're going to make a duplicate because we're going to work with one. Move this on the side. This is going to be the one we cut. This is going to be the one that we use to slice out our image. So you're going to go over here and get a shape, and as usual, it's a square. Now you're going to change that square to match the entire side panel size. See that? Make sure it's the exact size. Perfect. Now, hopefully, let's do a duplicate. Just make sure it is the exact same measurements, and it is. If not, you can just unlock it and widen it or make it a little taller if you need. It seems like, you see that little gap? Let's zoom in so we can see it better. See, it has that little gap right there. So I would bring this over just a little bit. Unlock it and just a little bit, just a little bit. I feel like you move it up. Yeah, just a little. Perfect. And lock it. Now, you're going to click on the box so that the panel for this box right here, see, these are all. You're going to click the little eye to take off all of the score lines. We don't need any of those score lines here. So they're all gone, and this is how we're going to slice it. So you're going to click, you see this is the box. Here's the thing, now on the panel, they're not next to each other. You see everything is all over the place. So this is what we're going to do. Click on this, go to arrange, and move it to the back. Now that brings that box all the way to the back. Click on this one, arrange it to the back. This one, arrange it to the back. So they should be all, see down here, because the back is all the way in the bottom. So depending on where your image is on the mat, if it's the first one in the front, it'll be all the way at the top. We move them to the back, so now they're right next to each other. So here what you're going to do. You're going to click on the pink box itself, hold shift, click on the first square. Okay, hold on, it's not letting us slice. Is there anything that we forgot here? Okay, no, I took away the whole thing. All of them are still there. Here we go. All right, guys. So I'm going to go back to that. You're going to, oh, you know what? Here's what I didn't do. Sorry. So detach it. All right, guys. Now we have to move this to the back again. All right. So if that confused you a little, so what happened is I did not detach the score lines from the box. So I just detached it and brought everything back together on the side. If you're still a little confused, drop any questions and I'll come in and check them and answer them. Also, you guys can reach me at academy@thecraftprint.com if you have any questions. So let's hit the square, hold shift, and hit the box. See, we have the first square and the box. Now you're going to hit slice. Come back to the box again, arrange, move it to the back. I just want them to be all together. And we're going to scroll down here and you see it's here. So you're going to hold the box, hold shift. Now click the second box and hit slice again. See, we sliced out the shape. So basically what you're doing, once you use something, like we just sliced it, it moved it to the top. So that's why everything kept moving. So now all of these layers are to the top because it's the most recent items on the canvas that we've worked with. I hope I didn't confuse you guys. Now, this we don't need because remember we have the other one we saved. We don't need that. Take that away. Take this away. Take that away. So now we have our side panels with the exact shape and size to match our box. Now I want this in a pattern. So we're going to go to upload. And we're going to choose our pattern. So I want this one. Insert. Remember, it comes in really large. Just change it to a smaller size and you can then adjust. So now we need this size to cover the entire panel. So just drag it. Don't unlock it because you will distort. See that? The shape of the images. So you don't want to unlock when it's a pattern. You want that pattern to stay. So I'm going to go back and undo what I just did. Now it's the right size. Make a duplicate for this one as well. And put it over there. Move this out of the way. You're going to highlight these first two. Go back on the right side to slice. And repeat for this side. Highlight both. Down here to slice. And see that? We have our side panel. Just get rid of the extra. So now when you finish, this is going to be a print and cut. You just glue it right on here. And that's the sides of your box. So not only do we want the pattern, we want an image on there too. So we're going to choose the image of one of these little supplies, little science supplies that comes with the package of the science images from Muchka. So you're going to go to upload. Same process. I already have mine upload. See, I have these here. So I'm going to use this one and this one. We're going to insert. We're going to make them smaller. And then you choose the size. You could have it this big. You can do it smaller, whatever size you want. Bring this one here and measure it. And sometimes people have images that come off the box as well, just kind of stick out. I think that looks cute too. So we'll have them this size. This looks a little big, so I'll do the same. All right, so now we're going to make a duplicate. Change it again like we did before. The fill, change it to no fill. Make it a little bit bigger. I would unlock it, make it a little wider, a little taller. Put this in front of it and see how it goes. You see you have that shadow now? And that's perfect. Now this image, I want to do 2 of them because we're going to put a little dimension on those. Highlight the 3 of those and group them together. Just make sure the size is what you want. Let's pull this to the side and repeat the same process. Change it from fill to no fill. Unlock. Stretch it a little taller, a little wider. Perfect. Now make a duplicate. Remember, because I'm going to put this on top of each other. Highlight all. Group them together. bring them back to the side panel. You see it got a little bigger because we stretched it. That's why I say group all of your images together. That's going to be layered together. So when you change that size, they all change to match. And that's our side panel. So now that we have everything ready to go, you know what step is next? The most important step of them all. I'm just going to arrange them together. I like to see them together in order. I'm going to just group each part together. Group. Bring that over here. Bring it over here. See that? So now you see what this is going to look like right behind there. She's going to be right inside here. We got to move him to the front. Go to arrange because I'm putting him in the front and move him to the front. He's going to be standing right here on the side. The little science sign we're going to bring to the front. Remember, anytime you see it behind there, it's just layers. Just bring it as the top layer. That's arrange, send to the front. And we have our little buddy here. Same thing. Let's bring it to the front so we can see it. Turn it to the side or something. And that is all of our beautiful layers for our shaker box. I get excited when I do these things, whether it's designing, making, everything. I love doing this. Okay, so like I was saying, just gonna line everything up. The most important step, save. Save. So we're going to save. Now, if you're going to click save, it's because this was a project already and you're going to save over it. If you're opening a new page, you're just going to go to save as. It won't even give you that option to save because there's nothing to save over. So you go to save as. I'm just save it as whatever you want. I'm just going to do to save. And saving is the most important because you don't want to go through all of those steps, not save it, to come back and you have to redo everything. If you have a project that you do and you're finished with it, make sure you save the changes that you made and keep it there. You never know when you'll make it again. So now we're going to send everything to the mat. Just remember this image here with the 3 panel, this is going to be your acetate sheet. This right here, whatever color you want, I'm going to cut it on yellow. So you're going to go to make it. See that? So we have our images. We have 2 sheets to print. So I am printing with the glossy photo paper. The link is there for you to purchase if you need to. If you're just practicing, it's okay to use cardstock. I used to use cardstock on all of my projects, and then I found the glossy photo paper, and I love it. So I only use that from now on. So here we have right here, that's going to be your acetate sheet. Now, when you're doing the score lines, the scoring wheel, it makes a thicker indentation in the acetate sheet and the cardstock. But if you do not have it, you can use your scoring stylus. If you're cutting with a maker, just remember to choose which one you're using. Now this layer, I did silver. I'm going to do silver glitter. Our box is going to be pink cardstock. The green, I'm going to cut with green glitter cardstock. Lavender, same, it'll be lavender glitter cardstock. And this last layer here, it doesn't show it, but it's clear. You can cut it on whatever you choose, but it should be cardstock, whether it be 65 pound or 110 pound, just a plain color. I'm going to do yellow. And I'm going to show you also when you send to print, because I'm using the Epson Workforce 7720, I always choose, when you send to printer, right here, you see this use system dialog? I always select that. And then you click on print, and then the dialog box will come up. And this is why I always choose that. I never print from my phone or my iPad because those options do not come up. So here, this is the system dialog box that I need. So feed from, I'm using the rear tray from the printer. And now you choose what type of paper. We're not using recycled. We're using photo glossy paper. And then it's already here at best. So you print, you send it to your printer. Now when I'm cutting on the glossy paper, I always use glitter cardstock setting. I have it saved as my favorite. If you don't, just go to browse all material. Under cardstock, you see glitter cardstock here. And these little stars right here, that's how you save them to your favorite. So we're going to click glitter cardstock. So now we're going to send everything to print and cut everything out, and then we're going to move on to the assembly part of the video. Okay, so our image printed. If you're not using a brand new mat like me, I cleaned this one off. It's kind of sticky, but if you're not using one that's brand new, need a little pressure on your image, you can use the brain tool. You can find this on Cricut.com, Amazon, or Michaels. So you line it up. Remember, you're lining your paper up to the edge here. And just use that tool to flatten it. Then you're going to insert it into your machine and have it cut. Remember I was talking about the scoring wheel? This is the scoring wheel. This is what you would use to make a deeper indentation on your paper. We don't need scoring for this. This is just cutting. But the one thing with a scoring wheel, when you're using this, you're putting this in the same slot that your blade goes in. And that'll be slot B. So you're gonna put this in first, allow it to score your paper, take it out, put your blade back in, and then cut. So we're gonna put this in and then cut the pieces out. So we have our mat. It goes underneath these points here. I didn't even send it to the mat, guys. So once you load it, you're gonna press the blinking button. And then the little, once it's loaded right there, hold on, make sure I get that for you. The little Cricut sign is gonna start blinking when it's ready. I just have to set the cut settings, hold on. Okay, so now you see right there, see that? Now it's ready to cut. So you press that, start cutting, and then we'll get all of our materials together. Now that we have all of our pieces cut out, we're going to start with putting all of these together. Just our layered pieces. We're going to do those first. So remember I told you we did 2. So what we're going to do is flip one over. We're using our foam dots to give it that little 3D dimension. So we're going to stick them on there. Do one here. And just get all of these layered together. So he is going right on top of the other one, just like that. See? Now we're going to do the same for the girl. So once we're done, I'm just going to lay it over there. They kind of stick to your fingers, so let's get them where they belong. Because they're double-sided. Pick her up. So this is just a prep to get all of the pieces together. Now this I want also kind of on a dimension, so I'm not going to glue them flat onto each other. I'm gonna put 4 on here. So it's just slipping all over my fingers. Line it up. See that? So we do that again. And the other pieces are a little larger, so we're going to use the bigger size foam dots. So just get that done. Hopefully you guys are doing it with the video. If you're just watching, that's fine too. And lay it on here. So now the larger pieces, we're going to use the larger foam circles. And this one has the back layer. So we're going to put these together. Add the dots again. And then center it on here. There we go. Same here. Layer them together. Put it on the back again and lay it on the... We're almost done with this part. This is a little slanted, so I'm going to take this off and center it better. There we go. Then these same pieces are going to get another set of foam dots in the back when we put it on the box itself. Now our science sign, same thing, you're gonna put 3. There we go. And last but not least, our little one. There we go. And that's all of our pieces here. Now we have our paper pieces. We also have our yellow for the back. The acetate sheet, it comes with these coverings on it. It's on both sides. Some of it started to rip. You don't take it off until you're ready to glue. When we're gluing the acetate sheets, we're gonna use the glue gun. And for these, I'm gonna use the glue pen. You can use the glue gun also if you work fast. If you take a little time, it's best to use either a tape gun, the tape runner, or the glue pen. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna start with folding these. So I'm going to use the scraper just to press down on those scoring lines a little better. So you see the lines in there? What I do is, let me move these over some. So I just put my finger here where it bends, bend it, press it with your hand, and to make sure it's a nice clean, bend it with that. So we're going to bend all of these pieces in. Same here. Now we have the bottom, you're going to fold up. And same thing, use the scraper. Now at the top, same thing. The little flaps at the top. Same. Now the pieces here, see that little triangle? Those, you're not folding in, you're folding out. So you're gonna bend that piece right there. It doesn't need to be sharp, I just do it with my fingers. There you go. And the same for here. So that's the little side piece, you know, like the little fold when you get the milk boxes. So that's that. See, if you kind of start putting it together, we're not gluing it yet, you start to see the shape of the box take hold. Wait, I don't think this is not sharp enough for me. So I'm gonna bend this again. I want to see that fold. I don't think I did that piece, that's why. Okay. So now when you put it together, you're starting to see it kind of take shape. See that? See the window? This is the top. This is the bottom. So now we have this piece where we are going to fold all of the pieces. So this part we're folding back. You can press it. To those side parts. Just want to make sure I get this right. This we're folding forward. So that's the top and the bottom being folded forward.
And that little flap right here, fold back. So you see that shape? So the little flaps, just bend them back with your finger. And that is the little window that's going to be here. So what we're going to do, remember this? We shaped it to fit here. So you can use either a glue gun or a glue pen and glue that in. It's just a square. So you don't necessarily need to use a glue pen because you can move fast with this. So I'm going to use the glue gun. And put that piece in the center. Then we're gonna lay you right there. Now we have our plastic. You see you have the folds in it. You're going to fold it. It's not going to break or come off. We're just gonna fold that. So we have our window. This goes in here like this. You see that shape? So first we have to peel off that layer of adhesive there. Not adhesive, that's like a what is it? Like a protection film. So you line it up. Anytime I line anything up, I always use my left hand to hold it in place. Raise it up there. Take the glue gun, put the glue here. It doesn't have to be perfect because no one will see it. Just make sure it doesn't come up there. This is the inside of the box. See that? Same thing now for the top. Where the fold is where this folds. So what you can do, when you bend it back so you see where you're putting the glue here. So right along the edge of the little window area, you're putting the glue. See that? Now same for this side. And now you see it folds back. So that's why you have to line it up properly. So I just want to fold it again just to make sure it has that fold. Before we move on, now we got to remember to take off the protective film from this side. And now you see how clear that is. It looked like I put it down on my desk. I should have put a mat. I'm gonna wipe that off. I don't like that. All right, so now it's time to get, you see how that window sits in there? So we have to sit it right in there. Okay, so since this piece is kind of going on the plastic, I am going to do the glue gun instead of the glue pen. But here's the thing, when you do it, you're putting the glue here and making sure this lines up right at the tip. See that? Of the window. So let's try that. Guys, make sure your desk is clean before you start or you'll be like me and have a little bit of stickiness on your window if you place it on your desk. So we're going to place that directly under the windowsill. See that? All right, we got it good. Now the thing with matching this up, right? You're just gonna line it with the windowsill. So this part here, I'm going to glue this right here, this right here. Not flat, this is bending. And then going with the flow, just raise it up and you can see where it goes. You have to be very careful with this part. See that? So if you want, you can put the glue on here first, bend the window so you see right at the edge where you're putting it. Or if you know what, to make it better, put the glue right by the edge of the window, right there. Turn it over so you can see. Bend, don't forget to bend. And we're going to line that up right on the windowsill. And press it. Press it good because remember, we're dropping confetti in here. You don't want it to fall out, right? So now that little piece, you're gonna pull it back, put a little tab of glue right there. And now, see this side? Same for this side. So now you're seeing it. You're seeing it form in our little window. I think I put this too high. You can see the plate. And I don't want to take it off. All right, yeah. When I folded that, I would want it a little bit lower. I'll show you the difference with another one, but this is fine. Once there's no space for all of your items to fall out. So we're gonna do it again. Just remember to take your time with this part. Fold it up. See the window is there? Press it against there. Take your time, take your time. Our little flab, you wanna get, let me move this back so you can see. Glue on that. There. Do not glue the top yet, that's last. So our girl is going inside. I should have put it before I close that up, just to make it easier, but your fingers can fit. You can slide her in and press her where you want her. So let's put some foam circle on her and get her inside of there. And always remember that practice makes perfect. So take your time. All right, so now that she has her dots, we are going to slide her in. But I want you to also double check, make sure this is the top where the folded piece is, not the flat. This is the bottom. So we can slide her in right there. And just press her down against the wall. So now you look in there and you see her. See that? As you can see, we're almost done. Now you're going, I stepped away to get some things. All right, so now we're going to add whatever confetti. Do not add glitter, like little fine glitter. It doesn't work too well. So I found this glitter in Michael's. So I'm going to drop a few of those in there. I bought it in pink. It just says jumbo glitter. And you put how much you want. So far that's what we have. I have a few different kinds. See, you just fill it up to how much you want. I have this pink one. This is the shape of hearts. We'll put a good amount of that one. See it kind of filling up there? See? And I also have some green, some silver, I have some gold. So you just get whichever type you like. I'm gonna put a little bit of green because I see some green in there. Open back up our top. There you go. And we did cut some silver, so I'll put these silver ones in here. And you decide how much you want. I want to knock her over. How much, go back in there. How much you want it to fill up. Also, look, I see some coming through here. So what I'm going to do is put glue there and let that just dry up. So nothing, just in the corners. Nothing coming out here, but I'd rather be safe than sorry. And let that dry, right? So now that we have what we want, see how it sticks to the window? I just hit it and they come down. We have to close our top. And you want to be careful here. So what I do is I pull this down, put the glue here, and just slowly stick it, tuck it back in. See that? So let's try it and pray that it comes out well. Remember what I said, practice makes perfect. It took me a few times to even get this box. Press, see that? Press it in. And then press it up against the wall. Now, don't forget the little flabs that are right there. See that? Get the light a little higher. See in there? You want to press that down. Put the glue. Don't worry about if it looks messy. It's inside the box. You don't want it to look too crazy, but you know, put that little bit and put it up. Now, if you see a little space in between there, just glob some glue right there and let that dry so nothing can come out. So we're gonna let that dry up a little. And see, she's in there. Just hit it and they'll fall. See that? Okay, so we're finished our little window, our little shaker piece. So it's like a little windowsill that you create in there. So now we're going to close the box itself. And that's very simple. You're putting glue here and pressing it and then glue here. Same way. Just make sure you line it up. Try to line it up perfectly. And then I just press it together. Now, this technique you can use with any theme. You don't have to use the theme I use, obviously. Whatever theme party you have, you're good to go. Now, that little flap here. Line it up. and press it down. See that? So this is the top. Remember the one we bent the other way? That's why we bent them the other direction. See? That milk box top. So down here, we're just gonna glue it closed. Nothing special, just glue it closed. So what I do is I hold the box straight, put glue on one side, just hit it down, just hold it, make sure it's straight, and then the same for this side. And this top, line it up. We're just gonna tie it with a ribbon. Now the sides, remember we had the design cut. Now if you're good with a glue gun, just use the glue gun. If not, you can use a glue pen. This is good because it's paper on paper. So the glue pens are good. I'm gonna use a glue gun. The glue pen looks like this, the EK Success Company Zig Memory System. So you can find these in Michael's or you can find them on Amazon. Now remember we had our products, they're gonna go on the side. So flip it over, get your big foam circles. And just stick it right on there. Flip over the other side. Well, it won't stay. And we're going to do the same with our foam circles. And stick it right on there. Now I glued this a little to the side. Take your time, people. Don't be like me. Now we have the top. I'm going to put one here. I think one on the end. You don't necessarily need one from the middle unless you feel like you want to. And you glue that, stick, glue. I'm so used to saying glue. Stick that right on there. And we have the other one. Now for the top, you have two options. You can pull it closed, right? You can punch 2 holes in here to put a ribbon, or, oh, I think I'm gonna take this off, guys. I don't like the way that I glued it down because it is a little on the slanted side. And I could feel it and it's driving me crazy. All right. Thank you. See, now it can close properly. That was driving me nuts. So I'm just gonna redo that really quickly. Just take your time when you're doing it so that you don't, there's, hold on. Like I can't talk and glue at the same time. So just take your time when you're doing it. Okay, that's more centered, right? Put it together. You can glue the top, or if you glue the top, make sure you make sure you put the candy in here first. I'm gonna glue it today. Just make sure whatever candy you have, you put the candy in first, then glue it closed, or you can punch a hole and add ribbon. This goes across the top. And don't forget we have our little boy. On the top, we have this, and we're not gonna glue it. We're gonna do the same here. And then he's gonna go right in the front here. So we're going to put 2 and stick him right in the front. So you see how it looks? Now, if you want to do the back, you can cut 2 more of these if you want. Another background, whatever, you can design it in Design Space. Just decorate. I prefer not to decorate the back because you're not seeing it, and I ripped this one. And I'll show you also what I was talking about with the other window. But you see how that is? You put how much ever you want. If you want a lot or a little. So in this case, with the glitter on the bottom, you don't even see that. See this one? It's more like straight. And let me show you something. When you don't, this is coming out. So if you see in here, it kind of falls back here and it has a space. And that's because I used a tape gun to glue that down. So use the glue gun so that it can stay. So this is another one I did earlier with different colors. I prefer the lavender color. So there you have it. And look at what I'm doing, guys. So that's the one the oopsie that I didn't do it. So that's the difference. In here, they're staying because we used the glue gun. All right, guys. And there you have it.